All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to our 15-minute stretch break. We will go ahead and get started. My name is Nikki Landowski, the wellness technician here at Pinellas County. So when you're ready, just find a nice, comfortable seated position on your chair. Sitting up nice and tall, think about stacking your shoulders over your hips. You can rest your hands on your knees, maybe those armchairs, and maybe let your eyes close. Just begin to channel into that breath, just taking a pause from your day. Nice big inhale through the nose. Big exhale, let it all go. Feel those shoulders pull down away from your ears. Nice inhale. Big exhale. Just take 3 more breaths just like that. Nice big breath in. Big breath out. 2 more. And last one, big breath in, breathing into the backs of the ribs. And exhale, let it all go. You can go ahead and gently blink those eyes on open. We're going to extend out that right leg. If you want a challenge, you can use no hands. If you want a little bit of more support, you can grab underneath that right thigh and just gently kick and extend that leg out. So it just should feel nice and gentle, just feeling that front of the thigh warm up slightly. And go ahead, extend it out for 3 more kicks. And just taking this at your own pace. And last one. Go ahead, plant that right leg down, sitting up nice and tall. Maybe grab underneath that left leg and go ahead, kick it out. Feeling that nice squeeze in the front of the left thigh, length along the back of the leg, even in that calf, especially if you're flexing those toes up towards your nose. We'll go for 2 more kicks out. And last one. And go ahead, gently release it on up. So go ahead, extend out that leg. And you can just point and flex that foot. So it doesn't have to be as high as mine, just so you can see we're just flexing, bringing that foot up and down. And go ahead, take it into circles. So moving that foot all the way around. Maybe circle starts off small, then it gets a little bit bigger. And go ahead, switch up directions. Take it the opposite way. And go ahead, release that foot back down. We'll switch to the left side. So extend up that left leg. Just gently point and flex those toes. Feeling the length in the back of the leg as you pull those toes up towards your nose. Feeling the length in the front of the leg, the shin, as you point those toes forward. And go ahead, take it into small circles. Just moving that ankle around. And go ahead, take it up opposite direction. And go ahead, gently release it on up. We're going to find a nice comfortable seated position, bringing that right leg up, flexing that ankle. Just begin to hinge over those hips. So think about lifting up out of those hips and bring it forward again. So think about your pelvis as that bowl tipping forward. It doesn't have to be shoulders rounding out. Just leaning forward, feeling that nice stretch in the right side. And staying for a breath in. Big breath out. We start to get into those positions that are just a little bit uncomfortable. Tend to hold up that breath and find a little bit more tension when we don't really need that. Just find that nice little sticking point that you can still breathe through. And when it gets a little bit tough, just channel back into that breath and breathe through it. Stay for 1 more breath in, 1 breath out. And inhale, gently release it on up. So you can keep your legs crossed, just bringing that right leg all the way over your left, just like you're hanging out. If that's uncomfortable, just bring that right foot down. We're going to take that left hand to the outside of our right thigh and just gently twist over that right shoulder. Gaze coming back behind. So if you even want to take it a little bit deeper, you can adjust your elbows, kind of tuck back behind your back seat of your chair. Think about sitting up nice and tall. Maybe tuck your chin down slightly. And with each exhale, just wringing out through the spine just a little bit more. And stay for one more breath in, more breath out. And inhale will bring you on back to center. Go ahead, uncross that leg if you kept it crossed. We're going to pull up that left leg, cross it on in, flexing that left ankle. Nice big inhale, lift up out of those hips and forward fold. So again, try to keep pulling those shoulders back. Think about that hinge at your hips, tipping those hip points right there, trying to pull them forward. Taking those nice big breaths in, creating space in the body, and then on your exhale, moving into that space that you created, taking it just a little bit deeper. Doesn't have to be much. And stay for one more breath in, one breath out. And inhale will pull you back up. You can either uncross that leg, plant that left leg down, or cross that left leg all the way over your right, just like you're hanging out. Bring that right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Left hand can tuck onto that armchair, arm piece. Maybe it goes a little bit higher on the back of the seat. Think about lifting up out of your hips and exhale, twist. Maybe gaze comes slightly over that left shoulder. Tucking that chin down slightly. Think about length along the back of the neck, especially on that right side neck. So in these twists, it tends to get a little bit more uncomfortable to take those deep breaths. Just put a little bit more attention, more focus into keeping those breaths nice and big. Think about it as a challenge to separate through each one of those tiny little crevices in your rib cage. Stay for 2 more breaths. And next inhale gently releases you on back. Plug both feet down. We're going to gently hinge over our hips. Bring your hands to heart center. Twisting over, bringing that left elbow to right thigh, and just gently use that tension to twist up. So we warmed up that back a little bit, being able to twist a little bit deeper, using that tension between that elbow and that right thigh to peel open. And next inhale brings you on back to center. Go ahead and bring that right elbow to left thigh and twist, bring it open. So again, still wringing out through the spine. Pull those shoulders down away from your ears. And if it's a little bit of a challenge, you can just bring it on back up. Remember, there's always options. Stay for one more breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, gently release it back to center. Hands can come onto those knees. Roll those shoulders down away from your ears. Just going through a few seated cat-cows. So nice big inhale. Roll your shoulders down your spine. Chest opens up. Maybe gaze comes up. And then exhale, round through your spine. Push that mat away. Push your knees away. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, round. So maybe pausing on a point that feels good. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. And 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Last one. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale back to a neutral spine. Go ahead, we're going to take that right hand. Think about sweeping your pinky towards your ear. So reaching that hand all the way up. It's going to get to a sticking point where you can't reach it anymore. And then your thumb is going to start to reach up towards the ceiling, like thumbs up. And then try to sweep that thumb all the way in. And just bringing it back around. Just going through that full range of motion. Reaching up, pinky sweeps towards that inner ear, and then it finds that sticking point, and then we revolve that arm around the opposite way. Think about palm facing up at the bottom, just like that. And just going through one more full range. That's okay, maybe you just get stuck right at the top part and you can't go anymore. All right, we know we're going to work on it each week. Release it on down. And go ahead, switch up sides. So that left hand is going to reach up, pinky sweeps in towards the ear. We find that sticking point when we can't move it anymore. Begin to twist that hand down and around. Reach it up and over. Just working on that shoulder mobility. Sweep it back, hand turns to the outside. We got 2 more. And taking this as slow as you'd like. Finding that sticking point. And go ahead, reach it on up and over. All right, go ahead, release it on up. So we have 2 options here. We're going to reach those arms out nice and wide. Take that right arm, sweep it underneath your left. You can bend at your elbows. Back of the palms can face each other, or you can wrap all the way around. If you're like, Nikki, there's no way I'm doing that. That's completely fine. Think about stacking your elbows on top of each other and almost giving yourself a nice big hug. Hands can release onto your shoulders. And just take deep breaths, feeling that nice space right in between those shoulder blades open up. And even reaching those elbows up slightly might help. Just breathing, feeling that pull in between the shoulders. And go ahead and drop those elbows down slightly closer towards your belly. And feel the stretch begin to creep up a little bit higher into the neck. And stay for one more breath in. One breath out. And go ahead, gently release it. Nice big, open out wide, squeeze those shoulders together. And we're going to take that left arm, sweep it underneath the right. So you can either go palms back, or you can go try to get those front of the palms to touch together. Or we're just giving ourselves a nice hug with the left arm on the bottom, right arm on top. And when you're ready, nice inhale, elbows pull up slightly. Take a mindfulness about where your wrists are at. They're going to want to come close to your forehead. Think about stacking them right over your elbows. And breathe. And stay here for one more breath in. One more breath out. Elbows drop down slightly. Dropping them towards that belly. And go ahead, gently release it on up. Hands can release onto those knees. Just take it through a few shoulder rolls. Go ahead, take it opposite direction. And we'll close it up with one final breath. Maybe close your eyes. Take the biggest inhale you got. Pause at the top. Sipping in just a little bit more air. And exhale, open mouth, let it all go. Awesome job. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But have a good rest of your Friday. See you guys.